lady than before today. Like, who knows? Like, it was only 6 o'clock. The video, your girl is back again with another story time. If you're to my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even gotta say nothing because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on way. That's on period. And Mary had a little lamb. As y'all see by the title of the video, today's video is going to be about the time I fell in love on the first date. And y'all probably like, Asia, you doing a bit much, ain't you? But y'all, I'm not. Like, I was very much in love on the first date. By the end of this story time, y'all gonna be in love with this man and out of love and in love and out of love. And I'm just gonna take y'all on this crazy roller coaster with me, y'all, because that's exactly what it was. But before we get into this video, I do want to go ahead and shout out our sponsor, eChoir. Thank you so much for sponsoring a portion of today's video. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the clip. Today I will be partnering with eChoir to show y'all a few items that I got off their website. They are a seller on Amazon, so y'all can go ahead and get these items in 2 days. Some of these items are on Prime. Y'all, they have a variety of things. They have pajama sets, they have lingerie, they have silk matching sets, dresses, paternity clothes. Anything you need, they have. The first item that I got was this navy blue tennis skirt. Your girl had a golf day and I realized I didn't have anything cute to wear, so I went ahead and copped this. I did get this in a size medium and the color was just really vibrant. It came with a little pocket so I can put my phone in it, my keys. It was just really cute, and it was just giving tennis, it was giving golf. Really nice, y'all. And I love that it had this scratchy band around the waist, so it kind of pulled my waist in just a tad bit, and I really like that. The next item that I got was this hot pink button down shirt. This blouse right here was just really cute. It was very vibrant, very soft. I did get this in a size large. I was kind of going for a oversized look, and it did just that. You can dress this top up or you can dress it down. Y'all know I'm a hot girl, so I went ahead and tied my shirt up. I love that the collar went all the way down, or you can go ahead and just wear it down like it came. And this is how the back of the blouse look. Like I said, I went for an oversized look, so you could definitely wear this to the office or you can dress this up and wear this to dinner. The last item that I got was this V-neck satin blouse in the color army green. I really like the detailings on the arms of this blouse. This is similar to the last one, y'all, but the only difference is it's short sleeve. I decided to tie mine up just to add a little spice to it. You can wear this shirt in a variety of different ways. That's how the back of the item look. It was kind of loose as well. I got this in a size large. I decided to show y'all another way to style this blouse. This is a very versatile blouse. I went ahead and just tucked the tails of the shirt, and it created this nice draping effect, so it kind of just brought the class of the shirt up. So before, you could probably wear this shirt to brunch, you can dress it down, but this kind of just dressed it a little up. I do have a discount code down below for any of y'all that wants to shop with eChoir. Thank you so much for sponsoring this portion of the video. Again, eChoir, thank you for sponsoring that portion of today's video. Now, y'all, let's go ahead and get back into the tea. I feel like I'm too far away. Do I need to move up, or is this perfect? The camera quality is giving, but I don't know. I feel like I'm just kind of far from the camera, y'all. But let's go ahead and get into it. So this was around the time where your girl was a serial dating. And when I say I was dating, y'all, I was dating. I was going on dates Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, y'all, I had a full roster, and if y'all not new here, y'all know I was on dating apps like Bumble and Hinge. Those were the only two dating apps that I actually went on dates. I remember downloading, I think my friend recommended Black. I think it's called The Black or a Black app or something like that. I was on there, but it was so many like old men on there, so I got off of there and I got on Bumble and Hinge. And I didn't meet the person that I fell in love with on the first date on that app, but we gonna get there, y'all. So yeah, this was around that time, and like I said, I was just going on like so many dates, and I was just exploring my options. And around this time, y'all, I felt very liberated just to be going out, just simply because I had never really done that before. Like in the past, I would date somebody for maybe like a month or two, and then boom, they would tie me down and I'll be in a relationship. Or I might date somebody for like honestly, I think the longest time I actually casually dated somebody was probably like 4 months, and I believe that was my ex, and we were together for 3 years after that. So your girl really didn't have a dating experience, y'all. Like all of my 20s, I was technically in a relationship. Like I never really had a dating experience. So when I moved to Texas, this was that time where your girl was just, y'all, I was bringing them in. I really had a roster, and I wasn't really going into like the dating scene with like, all right, I'm looking for a husband, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. It was honestly just fun, y'all. Fun. It was both, y'all. But like I'm saying, y'all, I ain't really have no intentions. Like I was just having fun. I was exploring Houston, and I was just going on hella dates. But I'm not gonna hold you. After like 2 to 3 months of doing this, probably had went on, I don't know, if I had to guess when I started to get tired and exhausting with the dating, it probably was after like maybe, I don't even want to give y'all a number because y'all gonna be like, oh girl, you a hoe. Cause a lot of people think just because you go out on a date with somebody or just because you getting a free meal from somebody, they think that you have a relationship with the person. But no, none of these people I had relations with. We were just casually dating. But let me get back to the story. So I just remember, if you were OG here, it was a story time that I did about, I went on a date with somebody that was in the military, and I think he was based in Killeen County or something like that. He was based in Killeen, and the man had PTSD, or he was like bipolar. And I'm just saying off the books, y'all. I don't know if he really was, but based on his actions at this date, like it was just a lot going on. After that date, I was exhausted, and I was just like, Asia, you need to just take a break on the dating scene right now, because it seems like everybody you dating is either they nice guys, but y'all don't have no chemistry, or either they just point out crazy. Like it was no in between. Like no one that I met on a dating app, they could just be in the middle. Like at one point I was just looking for a friend, because like I said, when I first moved to Texas, y'all, I had 0 friends. And I remember on one of my dating profiles, I actually put like, hey, I'm looking for friends, I'm looking, you know, just to meet people and like mingle. I never put that I was looking for a relationship, that I was looking for relations. Like no, I said I was just looking for a fun time, fun but not, y'all know what I mean, a fun time, y'all, you know, going out to eat and just getting to know new people in this for Houston. So around that time, I was just like, yeah, after that date, I don't remember what I named him, but after that date with the military guy, I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm throwing the towel in. And this is crazy for me to say, y'all, because I'm a hopeless romantic, but I was just like, yeah, that 12-hour date was just entirely too much for me. And I'm not gonna hold you, y'all. I didn't have it like I thought I had it. Like I couldn't keep up. Like I started mixing up numbers. Like I remember one day some guy texted me, and he was just like, good morning, beautiful. And I was like, good morning, John. And he was just like, what? John? I'm Daquan. Like who is John? I'm just like,
who are these niggas?
This life is not for me. Like I don't even know how men are like womanizers, and they text like multiple girls and be on multiple plays, because y'all, I couldn't juggle like 3 or 4 people at the same time. Like it was fun for like a month, and then after the second and third month, it just became entirely too much, because like I said, I couldn't keep all my digits together. I don't save phone numbers, so that made it 10 times worse. Like I remember one time I had met up with somebody, and I thought it was somebody else, and I didn't even want to see this person, but I didn't go back and read the thread. So y'all, it was a lot. Like it just became too much. It became exhausting. I was drained, so I was just like, I'm gonna chill out. Like Asia, no more dates for you. You staying home. And also another thing that made me like worry and not want to be on dating apps anymore was just simply because a lot of the men on dating apps were very passive aggressive. Like I remember a lot of profiles that were liking me, because I love Hinge, because Hinge, you don't have to go and like search for who liked you. You know, you just log onto the app, and I believe there's like a feature on there where you can click who liked you, and you can go through the list. You don't really have to swipe. There's like, it's not really much of a matching game on there, y'all. So I remember being on there, and one day it was like guys that I was seeing on there, and they was just like, don't like me if you're not gonna respond. And then I remember another time it was a guy that was on there. He was like, if you're not trying to link, don't like me, don't match me. Like the guys on there were just like hella aggressive. So I was just like, yeah, I need a break for this app because y'all doing entirely too much on here. And that one guy that put like, don't like me if you're not gonna respond, I liked him and I matched with him just so couldn't respond, y'all. I was not gonna respond. So I liked him, and he slid into my DMs and he was just like, hey beautiful, hey queen, or something like that. And I didn't respond because, like, humble yourself. Who you think you is? So I liked him and I kept it moving. So boom, I remember one day I got on Instagram and somebody had spammed my account. Let's go ahead and give him a name. We're gonna call him, I don't know what I want to call this man. Coco? Cuckoo? We're gonna call him Cuckoo for crazy. So I get on Instagram and this guy, Cuckoo, he spams my whole account. And I'm honestly surprised that I've seen it this day because I follow a lot of y'all on Instagram. So y'all be spamming me on Instagram and people always be spamming me. So I never really like pay attention to who's spamming me, y'all, because I'm getting spammed all the time. But this particular day, this account spams me and I click on the account and it's Coco, y'all. And the first thing I noticed was in his bio it said Houston, Texas. And I'm just thinking, like, you had to get my contact information, like my socials, off of one of the dating apps I had. I wasn't active on the app at the time, y'all, but I still had my account. Like, I didn't delete my account. I was just taking like a break from the apps or whatever, because like I said, the men on there were just like hella passive and aggressive. So he spammed my account and I went on his profile, checked his profile out. I knew that he followed me from either Bumble or Hinge, because it's just like how you get my information. I don't know nobody in Houston. Like, if somebody knock on my door right now, I could put money on it that it's either FedEx or Amazon, because like I said, I have like 3 friends in Texas and I've been in Texas for over a year now, and I still, like, people don't know where I live at. Like, y'all, basically what I'm trying to say is I don't know nobody, so why are you following me? Like, why am I receiving followers from Texas? His profile looked very professional and well put together. Like, he got nice fits on there. He has his car on there. He don't got no crazy pictures on there. He had like 5 pictures. And one picture, I remember it was him standing in front of his car. Another picture, it was him like downtown in front of, like, I don't remember where he was at, but I'm thinking he was like near like Bayou Park because of the view that was in the background. So I'm like, all right, he probably just moved here. He was on the app and he looking for friends. And the man was fine, y'all. Let me go ahead and describe him. So he looked like he was about 6. He probably looked like he was about 6'2". To this day, I don't know how tall he was, but I know he was over 6 foot, y'all. He was chocolate, very, very chocolate like I like him, y'all. He had the F-boy haircut going on, but it wasn't too long. Like, it was like 1 inch, and he had it like faded on the sides, really, really cute. He had a nice set of teeth. What else did he have? I knew he drove a Benz because, like I said, he took a picture of the car he was standing in front of it, and then he had like highlights on his Instagram, so I can like just see little knickknacks. He was a reader. He had like so many book recommendations on there, and then he was into like excuse me, what is that thing called? I don't remember what the game is called, but he was into like, what is that called? I don't remember what the game was, y'all, but he had little gaming things on his highlights on his Instagram profile. So I went back, and this is where I should have just left it at that. It should have just been like, all right, another guy just spamming me, trying to get my attention. Just leave it at that, age, because you were supposed to be on your break at this time. This was the time you were supposed to be taking the time out and just worrying about yourself and not going on any dates. But y'all, for some reason, I spammed him back, but I didn't want to do too much. I liked like 2 pictures back. He had liked at this time I probably had like 30 pictures on IG. He had like all 30 of my pictures. I spammed 2 pictures back. He came back and he was like re-liking pictures, and I'm like, ninja, like, go ahead and DM me. Like, it's a 1-2 step. So I ain't want to seem too thirsty and DM him first, y'all. So I went back on his Instagram and I spammed him. Like, I had like all 5 of his little pictures, and then boom, finally, like maybe a day or maybe 2 days, I think maybe 2 days after that, I get a DM, and the DM is from Cuckoo, and he's like, I would love to get to know you. And y'all, when I seen that, I'm just like, all right, I like the way you did that, because a lot of men be in my DMs from Texas and they be like, hey, I saw you on Hinge, hey, I saw you on blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, boy, get out my DM and get you some game. Like, why would you DM a female and be like, hey, I seen you on here, and try to start the conversation that way, like get you some game or get out my DM. So he, you know, he spent it a little different because I knew he knew me from the app, but he was just like, I would love to get to know you. So I wrote him back, and I don't have the DMs because this man is blocked, but we still gonna talk about how I was in love. So I was just like, I would love to get to know you too. And then we started giving each other some background. I'm telling him that I'm from Florida. I just moved here a few months ago. I'm telling him what I do. And I don't tell people at this point in time, I don't know if I had a job or not, y'all, but I don't tell people that I do YouTube. I think I told him that I was working with insurance, and I didn't tell him my company name. I was just keeping it very, very vague. I told him something what I do, a little bit of what I do, and I told him like my hobbies, and he told me his hobbies and things that he did. And it was crazy, y'all, because we had so much in common. Like, it was crazy. He also went to the HBCU. He went to NCAT, and he also was from Florida, and he also had just moved to Texas. Like, I don't remember the exact timeline, but I want to say if I moved to Texas 5 months ago, he moved to Texas 5 months ago. I told him I was the middle child. He was the middle child. I told him I was the only girl. He told me he was the only boy. Like, everything was just like matching. I was just like, dang, like, it's crazy how much we got in common. So we talked on Instagram probably for about, I think we probably talked for about 3 days. And on that third day, he asked me for my number. I gave him my number, y'all. And then immediately he followed up with a date. He was just like, I set reservations at Tingles. Let me know if you could be there at 7. And I wrote him back, and I'm just like, yeah, I heard a lot about Tingles, but I haven't made it out there yet. So he's like, do you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I can come that day. We set a date up or whatever, y'all. And before this date, I'm really nervous. And it wasn't like a bad nervous, but it was just one of those like, wow, like I want to put thought into it. Like, I wanted to like get dressed up and look pretty, because there's a lot of times where guys would ask me on dates, and I don't even be wanting to go on the dates, but they would be damn near begging me, y'all. They would be saying, I can come pick you up, I could do this, like you could do this. If I say I don't got nothing to wear, they'll be like, well, I can get you something to wear, let's go to the mall. Like, they would be, overextending themselves just to get me out the house. But with him, I was excited. Like, I was ready to get out the house. So I remember this day, I dressed up. If I can find a picture of what I had on, I'll insert it in this clip. I'll probably have to go on Instagram and get it, because I don't think I was really taking photos on my phone like that, because my storage was asking, y'all. But I'm gonna post a picture of how I looked on this date, because I remember I looked really, really good. And I put a lot of thought and effort into my fit, y'all, because I remember I was just like, you don't want him to think that you're not trying enough, but you don't want him to think like you overdoing it. Like, that's the worst thing, to go on a date with somebody for the first time and you dressed up in heels and a blouse and they come with Timbs and gym shorts. Like, that's the worst. And that has happened to me before, y'all, out here in Texas. So I'm just like, I don't want to do too much, but I'm going to do just enough. We meet at Tingles, and immediately when we're at Tingles, there was a Cuckoo pulls up with a bouquet, y'all, a bouquet of roses. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is just really, really cute. And if y'all don't know nothing about me, I'm a hopeless romantic. Like, yes, the roses was bare minimum, but y'all, a lot of men, they not even doing that. They don't even be coming with no plans. They be wanting you to plan the dates. They be wanting you to pull up on them. They honestly be trying to invite you out on like a group type thing. They don't even make reservations. Like, a lot of men don't even know how to get on the phone to make a reservation in Texas. So I was very impressed that he made the reservation. He set the time in the place, and he popped up with roses. So I seen the roses, and I'm like trying to keep it chill, but inside. So I got the roses. We sit down, we're like in the bag. They was playing like music in there. Tingles is kind of like a lounge bar club type of thing. Like, at night it turns into a club, but in the daytime it's kind of like, chill. And they play like R&B slow music in there. So when we get seated in the back, and when we're in there, he's like super duper nice. And like I said, we just continue in the small talk, y'all. We already had so many things in common. But what I noticed that was different about this date was the conversation. Like, he was a great conversationalist, y'all. Like, when I say we were like finishing each other's sentences, we was finishing each other's sentences. It was just like, I don't know, y'all. It kind of felt like deja vu. I'm just like, did I meet him before, or did God pick him for me? Like, what? Like, y'all, the date just felt so perfect. And it was crazy because on the first date, I don't ever try to get too personal when it comes for like what I'm looking for or what I may be looking for in the future. But Cuckoo, he took the cake. He led the conversation, and it was just giving very much grown man intentional. I knew what I wanted. He's telling me that he wants 2 kids and he's not really big on weddings and all these things. And it was crazy, y'all, because everything he was telling me that he wanted, I was just like, wow, that's exactly what I want. Like, I don't want a big, super big, crazy wedding, y'all, because them people not about to come there and eat my cake and I'm $20,000, $30,000, $45,000 in debt over a wedding for people to come eat your cake, look at your flowers, and you pay for all of these things, and it's supposed to be about y'all union with God, and you're out of 30, 40, 50, 100. You know, weddings cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, y'all. I can go on and on about it, but my views on weddings is I just would prefer not to have a wedding, or if I do have a wedding, it would have to be something small and intimate. I don't believe in having these big, huge, gigantic weddings, you know? So we were like agreeing with each other with all that, with the whole kids thing, y'all. I ain't one of them girls that's gonna have 3, 4, 5, 7. I don't want 3, 4, 5, 7 kids. We both was like, oh, we want 2 kids. Like I said, everything that I wanted, he wanted. Like, everything was matching, y'all. Like, when I said we could have literally, you would have, like, if somebody walked by that table, they would have thought that we known each other forever. Like, the date was going, y'all, the date was going great. Like, I went into the date, this man said something to me, and at this moment, that's when I fell in love, y'all. He said 8 words to me, and it just took the cake. He said it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be in your presence.
I'm killing me with this.
Like, I got a presence? Like, I know I got a presence, but like, who says this? Like, who is this Romeo and Juliet nigga? Like, who, where you been all my life? So y'all, I'm not saying nothing out loud. I'm just like, oh, thank you. But inside, I'm just praising the Lord. And I'm just like, wow, God, you sent him. Like, you finally sent him. Like, this one was picked for me. Like, I'm getting ready to text my mama that I'm getting married. Like, your girl, y'all, the whole date just felt so dreamy. Like, it was French kiss, a perfect date. I didn't even want the date to end, and I can tell that Coco didn't want the date to end. Cuckoo, he didn't want the date to end either. So we kind of was just like sitting there, like not even saying anything, but like smiling at each other. Like, we just had butterflies for each other, and we weren't saying anything, y'all, but we was just sitting there like 2 teenagers just like just smiling at each other. And I didn't even know, I'm just thinking like, Asia, what's wrong with you? Because no one had ever made me feel like that, y'all, and no one had ever been that so straight up and intentional on the first date. But I do want to mention, y'all, we were talking about a variety of things on this date. During the date, he did mention that he had moved to Houston. He said 5 months ago that he moved to Houston because he knew he wanted to buy a home here. So he told me that he was a homeowner, and then he said shortly after he moved here, his best friend moved here, and his best friend was a girl, and he gave me her name. We're gonna go ahead and say the girl name was, let's say her name was Tina. So he just like, yeah, my best friend Tina, she moved here too right after that, so she's like the only one I really know in the city, so blah blah blah. He never mentioned anything about him being on Bumble or any dating apps or anything, but like I said, in the back of my mind, I knew the only reason how he found me on Instagram was because of the dating app that I was on, because we didn't have any mutual friends. Like, I don't know anyone in Texas, so that's the only way we could have crossed paths. So keep in mind, he told me his best friend name was Tina. She had moved here 2 months after he had moved there, and he said he moved there because he had bought a house there. And also, during our date, he was showing me pictures of his house. He was showing me pictures of his family. Like, y'all, the man just seemed like such a genuine person, in the energy, in the vibes, like, like the chemistry was really, really strong. So like I said, by the end of this date, we're just looking at each other, looking very goofy. We not wanting the date to end. So after that, he invited me to his house.
Gotcha.
And we probably could have went to the park or went to another restaurant, but he was just like, I don't mean to disrespect you, but in the most humblest way, like, could you come over? Can we come over? Can we just chat a little more at my house? Or we don't even have to go in my house. Can we just sit in the car at my house? Because I guess his house was around the corner from Tingles, y'all. So he was just like, could we just do that? I don't even want the date to end. And we probably was at Tingles for like 3 hours, y'all. And we probably could have stayed in there for a little longer, but I felt like we had overstayed our welcome. But he was just like, can we just sit in my car and talk at my house, blah blah blah. I guess he could have, looking back, he could have been like, can we go to a park or somewhere public, y'all? But like I said, I immediately felt like I had known this man because how well of a conversationalist he was and how well the date was flowing. So he's just like, yeah, do you want to come back to my house? We don't even have to go in. We could just sit in a car and chat. I'm just like, I don't know. You know, I'm trying to use my better judgment, y'all, but it's hard because the heart wants what the heart wants. So I'm just like, I don't know. He's just like, yeah, I definitely understand. This was like the perfect day. Like, it was a perfect day. I definitely don't want it to end. Like, your energy is just amazing, and like I said, I just feel blessed to be in your presence. So every time he tells me he's feel blessed to be in my presence, I'm just like, Lord, like, thank you, Lord, like, finally you have freed me from the bums. Like, you have freed me from the bare minimum. Like, thank you. So I basically don't give him a for sure answer, y'all. I'm just like, I don't know, but I will let you know. So he walks me out to my car. I get in my car. He goes to his car. And while I'm in my car, y'all, I'm really trying to decide. Should I go to his house? Should I go back home? Should we just link up for a second date? Like, what should you do? Like, I didn't know what to do, y'all. So y'all know me. I call my girl and I'm just like, bitch, I'm on a date right now. My date just finished. I'm telling her everything I just told y'all. I'm just like, the date is literally perfect. This man was sent for me. And I'm just like, he's so intentional. And we talked about this. We talked about this. We talked about this. And I'm just telling her everything, y'all. And I'm just telling her and I'm telling her. And she's just like, wow, like, do he got a brother? And I'm just like, right. Like, do he got a brother? Because, like, it was just such a perfect date. And I finished it off with, he asked me, can I come over? I don't have to go inside. We could just, you know, chat in a car, or we could just go inside and get more acquainted with each other. So originally, I don't even know why I called this friend. I probably called this friend because I knew this was going to be the friend to be like, yeah, bitch, follow your heart, do what you want. Like, I already knew that she was going to be this person. I should have called one of my other friends that would have been like, no, Aisha, stay home, go home. But I called the friend that I kind of already knew that was going to be like, you know, tell me what I wanted to hear type of friend, y'all. So she's just like, usually I would say no. But if I was you, I would just say follow your heart. Like, just go off vibes. Like, follow your heart. Like, life is just too short. Just do it. Just go. Just go. If you get uncomfortable or if you don't like it, just leave. But just follow your heart. That was her answer, y'all. She said, follow your heart. And my heart wanted what my heart wanted. And my heart wanted to be with Coco. So, y'all, as I'm on my way home, because I'm in the car, but I'm like driving home. I'm sure he was already home by this point. I call him and I'm just like, I'm thinking he's already home by this point, y'all. I call him and I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna take you up on your offer. I'm gonna stop by or whatever, send me your address. And he was just like, oh, well, I can just circle back around to come get you. But I'm just like, no, I'm already on your side of town. I could just come over or whatever, just send me your address. So he sends me his address, y'all. I pull up there. There's this nice big house. It's in a gated community. He texts me the code or whatever. And, you know, I'm going through the neighborhood and I'm just looking like, dang, like, they got money over here or whatever. Because we was also in the Woodland areas, for anyone that wanted to know, or anyone that's in Houston and y'all familiar with the area. But we in the Woodlands area, y'all. And I'm just like, all right, they got money. Like, it was a really nice neighborhood, y'all. Pull up to his house. I'm texting him. I'm like, I'm here. And I look up and he looks at me and I'm like, oh damn, like, you right here, like, you know I'm here. So I get out the car, he gives me a hug and he's chatting with me and he's just like, what was the change of heart? Like, what made you change your mind? And I was just like, I don't know, like, the way we connect, our energy, I felt like it was safe for me to be here or whatever. And we're walking towards the door, y'all. He has like this long sidewalk before you get to the door. So right before we get to the door, he looks at me and he's like, oh, my tenant is here.
Y'all killing me with this.
And I'm like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, so if you see anybody, it's my tenant. Also, y'all, I did see that there was 3 cars in the driveway. It was his car, it was like an expedition truck, and then it was like a Buick there. But I didn't really think anything of it. Like I said, I seen the cars, but I didn't think much of it. Got to the door right before he opened the door. He's just like, my tenant is here. He didn't say tenants plural, he said tenant singular. So he opens the door and he begins to give me a tour of his house, because he said he just had moved in the house, y'all. He hadn't even been in Texas for a year. So he's giving me a tour. He's showing me the first dining area. He's showing me the kitchen. He's showing me the living room. It's a 2-story house, y'all. The house looks, it's a townhouse, y'all. The house looks beautiful. So we finally get to the upstairs area of the house. This is probably after like maybe 15 minutes of me being at the house and him giving me a detailed tour of the house. We get upstairs and there's a den. When we get there, I see a lady is sitting on the couch and she has her head turned like towards the TV. And he was like, let me go ahead and introduce you to my tenant since she's been in here. So he walks me around the couch, because the den, okay, the stairs is like this. The den is in front of the stairs. The TV is on the wall here. So the head is facing this way, but we're coming from behind the tenant. So we're walking, we walk directly in front of her, and he's like, hey, tenant, I want you to meet somebody. Asia, this is Tina. Tina, this is Asia. So I'm just like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, hey, or whatever. And she didn't really say much, y'all. She was just like, hey. And it was very, very dry. But like I said, the girl could have just woke up. She was in the middle of watching TV. We just came in there and interrupted her. So I honestly didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, hey, I'm Asia. You know, I'm really, really smiley, trying to make an impression on my bestie-in-law, because Coco, like, that's my man. Like, this date was just too perfect for us not to get married next week. So, you know, I'm really jolly, like, you know, trying to smile, be very, you know, personable with her or whatever. After that, he was just like, yeah, we'll catch you later, we'll be out in a little bit or whatever, like basically staying out of her hair or whatever. So we went back downstairs and we're in the kitchen, and like I said, he's a great conversationalist, y'all. So we still just chatting up, we talking, and it finally hit me. I don't know why it hit me like 5 minutes after the fact. And we're standing in the kitchen, because the kitchen, I wish I would have took pictures of this man home, because the kitchen was chef kiss, y'all. It was a beautiful kitchen. So I'm sitting on the kitchen and I'm just like, what was your tenant name again? And he's like, Tina. And I was like, Tina as in your best friend? Oh! And he's like, oh, I know how it may sound or how it may look, but yeah, I introduced her to her as my tenant instead of my best friend, because I know how that may look.
Y'all killing me with this.
And I was just like, well, why did you just say that? Because you had already mentioned Tina at the restaurant. Did you forget that you mentioned that your best friend name was Tina? And he was just like, no, I didn't forget, but I just know how it may seem, and it's not what it looks like. Yes, my best friend, she's going through financial issues right now, so she moved from Florida and she moved in with me. Mind you, he had already told me on the date, y'all, that his best friend Tina lived in Texas, but he never said that she was his tenant, or he never, like, I don't like how he tried to use the words interchangeably. Like a Tina, like a best friend and a tenant is 2 different things. So he didn't introduce her to me as his best friend. He introduced her to me as the tenant. So now I know that your best friend is also your roommate, which is also a girl. So he's just like, yeah, I just didn't want to introduce you to her as that because it may seem fishy, and I just didn't want to. But yes, Tina, my roommate, my tenant, she's all of that. She's having financial issues right now and she's staying with me. So I'm just like, okay. But inside it's just like, wow, these butterflies quickly turn into termites, because this day is over. But I'm keeping it calm, keeping it collect, y'all. So inside I'm just thinking like, wow, I knew it was too good to be true. Like, I knew it was too good to be true. But like I said, I'm still talking to him, I'm still keeping it calm, I'm still asking questions, trying to like dive in a little bit. And I'm just like, oh no, we don't really know each other like that. We literally just met today. You could have just said that your best friend and your tenant was the same people. You would have looked like more of an honest person. And he was just like, yeah, my bad, I do apologize. Can we start over? I just pictured us with 2 kids in a big house and married. What you mean, can we start over? I didn't say any of this to him, y'all, but I honestly don't remember what I said. I probably started laughing because this was just comical at this point. Like, you could have just introduced your best friend as your best friend and not your tenant. Like, do she really even pay rent here? But I didn't say that, y'all. I probably started giggling because once the crazy started coming out of me, I started giggling, like very mischievous, like a type of giggle. Like, I'm just giggling, like nonstop, giggling. And he was just like, yeah, I do apologize. Like, let's just please start over. That was my bad. I didn't know that I could be completely transparent with you and tell you that she's living with me. I know I have dated women in the past, and I have told them straight up that my best friend is my roommate, and it's not the best approach. Immediately, they don't want nothing to do with me. And I'm just like, yeah, and I see why they wouldn't want anything to do with you, because if she can't get her own place, you trying to actively date while your best friend is living with you, I don't think that's like the best option. Like, maybe you can get her a hotel, or maybe you can help her get a house. You know, I wasn't saying any of this, y'all, but I was just basically saying I don't think that's like the best thing to tell somebody, that you just meet them, because it just seems like a lot of drama would come from that. And like I said, Miss Mama's Tina was not very friendly. She was just like, hello. She probably was just thinking like, oh, this is another one that he done brought back to the crib I ease, like another one I have to say hey to. That's probably why she didn't want to put too much energy in it, because this is, I could be lady number 4 of the day. Like, who knows? Like, it was only 6 o'clock. He could have brought somebody else before I got there. You know, they could have did a breakfast type thing and then got back early. Like, I don't know, y'all. But basically, that happened. We got off the topic or whatever. By the end of it, I probably was there for no more than an hour. No longer really wanted to be there anymore, just simply because it's just like, wow, you're not the one. This wasn't a sign that Jesus sent. Like, you weren't made for me. Like, it's a wrap. So we chatted up a little bit. After that, you know, I wished him well and I left. And he continued to text me after that. And I believe the following day, he texted me, good morning. I had a nice time with you, blah, 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 blah. Didn't respond. The next day, he texted me, hey, if it's a little bit too much about my best friend living with me, we could definitely try to work something out. Like, I love your conversation. I love your vibe. And it's just like, I know, I love my vibe too. But he's like, I love your conversation. I love your vibe. I don't want to let our connection go to waste and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I'm good. Like, I'm good off of you. It's nothing against you or your living situation, but it's just not for me. Like, I just don't want to put myself in that situation. So I respectfully told him, like, I'm not taking it personal. I just don't belong in those type of situations. You know what I'm saying? It's just not a situation that I'm willing to put myself in. So he continues to try to convince me and say, like, you gonna let one little thing mess this up, blah, blah, blah. Like, we both had so much in common, which we did, y'all. It doesn't change how many ways we connected, because we connected on a lot of ways. But baby, that's not for me. Those type of relationships are below me. So I'm just like, we had a lot of fun, we had a lot of laughs, we had a good round, but it's an nada. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much the end of the story time on how I fell in love, fell out, had a blackout, got my heart broken all in one day. Like, at that time of my life, your girl was just going through it. I was just like, zang, zang, zang. And it really sucks for me, y'all, because I'm a hopeless romantic. Like, I would never be one of those people that would get my heart broke and be like, F love, like, I don't believe in love. I don't believe, like, no, that's not me. I am a hopeless romantic. Somebody can stab me in the heart, and the next day I'll be with another ninja. Like, that's just me. I'm not a bitter or a scorned woman. That's just not me, which moves me on to the last topic of the video. It's crazy how I got roses during this video. And yeah, ladies, just don't give up on love. No matter how many bad dates and bad people and energy and vibes you need, don't give up, because the right one's gonna be out there. I don't know why I keep dropping the roses like that. But yeah, y'all, that's the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, I do still sell wigs, y'all. My website is gonna be linked down below. I installed this unit today. She's gonna be on my website. Ooh, not her getting stuck on my rings. But yeah, y'all, this unit is gonna be on my website. Make sure y'all follow my Instagram at Big Bossy Minx. if you enjoyed this story time, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye. Oh yeah, and shout out to Equire for sponsoring today's video. They came through for your girl. Bye.